David Sinclair is a renowned professor of genetics at Harvard Medical School, known for his groundbreaking work on aging and longevity. With a PhD in molecular genetics, he has been teaching aging biology and translational medicine for over 2 decades. Sinclair's research focuses on sirtuins, protein-modifying enzymes responsive to NAD+ levels, and caloric restriction, impacting various aspects like epigenetics, energy metabolism, and neurodegeneration. His discoveries include the role of NAD+ biosynthesis in lifespan regulation and the activation of SIRT1 by compounds like resveratrol. Sinclair's age-defying health and youthful appearance are attributed to his lifestyle choices. He follows a regimen that includes green matcha tea, polyphenols from yogurt, and occasional dark chocolate. His diet emphasizes plant-based foods, avoiding sugar and meat, while practicing intermittent fasting. Sinclair also highlights the importance of resveratrol supplements for their antioxidant properties. These habits have helped him maintain a biological age younger than his actual age, showcasing the potential to reverse aging through lifestyle interventions based on the epigenetic principle. Sinclair's groundbreaking research challenges the traditional view of aging as an inevitable process by demonstrating that it can be slowed down and even reversed. By focusing on epigenetic changes and exploring interventions like resveratrol supplementation, plant-based diets, intermittent fasting, and reprogramming cells to act younger, Sinclair aims to pave the way for age reversal treatments. His work offers hope for a future where individuals can potentially turn back their biological clocks by understanding and manipulating the fundamental processes that drive aging at a molecular level. David Sinclair's scientific discoveries for longevity and exercise rules. David Sinclair, a smart scientist at Harvard, has uncovered some cool secrets about how we can live longer and healthier lives. One big thing he found is all about exercise. Moving our bodies. Here's the scoop, explained in easy words. First off, David says we should exercise 3 times a week. Now don't worry, you don't have to become a superhero overnight. But it's important to get our bodies moving regularly. Imagine it like a superhero training routine, but without the capes. The next cool thing David talks about is exercising at a high intensity. That means pushing ourselves a bit harder during our workouts. It's like when you're playing a game and you give it your all to win. That's the spirit. But here's a secret. You don't need to be a fitness expert. Just find something you enjoy, like dancing, playing sports, or running around with friends. Now here's the fun part. David suggests aiming for a state where talking gets a bit tough because we're catching our breath. It's like when you're so into telling a story that you talk super fast and run out of breath. That's the feeling. It might seem a bit tricky, but it's a good sign that we're doing our bodies a favor. But why does this high-intensity stuff matter? Well, it's like a magic trick for our bodies called hypoxia. Don't worry, it's not as complicated as it sounds. Hypoxia just means that our bodies are getting a bit less oxygen, like when we're in a high-intensity workout. And guess what? Our bodies love it. Hypoxia acts like a superhero signal, telling our bodies to do awesome things. It's like activating special powers. First off, it helps our muscles grow stronger. Imagine building a super strong fortress to protect your body. That's what happens to our muscles during hypoxia. They become like little superheroes, ready to tackle any challenge. But that's not all. Hypoxia also boosts blood flow. It's like giving our bodies a turbo boost, making sure everything runs smoothly. Our hearts pump blood faster, sending all those essential nutrients to every corner of our bodies. It's like a super highway for the good stuff. So, in a nutshell, David Sinclair's exercise rules are like a guide to becoming our own superheroes. Exercise regularly, push a bit harder, and let our bodies enjoy the magic of hypoxia. It's not just about looking cool. It's about feeling fantastic and living a longer, healthier life. Who knew being a superhero could be this much fun? David Sinclair's scientific eating habits. David Sinclair, a clever scientist at Harvard, has some interesting ideas about how we eat. He thinks that changing when we eat could make a big difference to our health. Let's break down his scientific eating habits in simple terms. Reducing meal frequency. This means eating fewer times during the day. Instead of snacking all the time, you eat fewer meals but make sure they're full of good stuff. Imagine you have a cake. Instead of eating little pieces throughout the day, you have one big slice at certain times. This helps your body focus on digesting the food properly. Time-restricted feeding. Sinclair suggests eating all your meals within a specific time frame, like a 6-hour window. It's like having a schedule for when you eat. For example, you might eat your first meal at 10 in the morning and finish your last meal by 4 in the afternoon. Then you don't eat anything until the next day at 10 a.m. This gives your body a break from digesting food for a longer time. Prolonged fasting benefits. Fasting means not eating for a while, and Sinclair thinks it's good for our cells. When you fast for a longer period, like 24 hours or more, it gives your body time to clean up and repair itself. It's like giving your body a chance to rest and rejuvenate. Sinclair says it can help our cells regenerate and activate a stress response that's good for us. It might sound strange, but it's like giving your body a workout to make it stronger. So, why does Sinclair suggest these things? Well, he believes they can help our bodies stay healthy and even make us live longer. Let's see how it works. When we eat, our bodies work hard to digest the food and turn it into energy. But if we're constantly eating or snacking, our bodies don't get a chance to take a break. It's like they're always on duty, which can put stress on our cells and make them age faster. By reducing how often we eat and having a shorter eating window, our bodies can focus on digesting the food properly. It's like giving our digestive system a break so it can do its job more efficiently. Now, about prolonged fasting. When we fast for a longer period, our bodies start to use up stored energy, like fat, for fuel. But that's not all. Our cells also go through a process called autophagy, where they clean up and recycle old and damaged parts. It's like tidying up your room and getting rid of things you don't need anymore. This process helps our cells stay healthy and might even slow down aging. Another cool thing that happens during fasting is the activation of a stress response in our bodies. Usually, we think of stress as a bad thing, but in this case, it's different. When our bodies go without food for a while, they produce certain molecules that can help our cells become more resilient. It's like toughening up our cells so they can handle stress better in the future. Overall, David Sinclair's scientific eating habits suggest that changing when we eat and incorporating periods of fasting can have big benefits for our health. By giving our bodies a break from constant eating and allowing them time to clean up and repair, we might just be able to live healthier and longer lives. David Sinclair's scientific foods for longevity. David Sinclair, a smart scientist who studies at Harvard University, has some fascinating ideas about how certain foods can help us live longer and healthier lives. He's like a food detective, always searching for the best ingredients to keep us feeling young and strong. Let's take a look at what he's discovered. Stress plants and polyphenols. You know how sometimes plants have to deal with tough situations, like bad weather or hungry bugs? Well, it turns out that when plants get stressed out, they produce special chemicals called polyphenols to help them cope. And guess what? These polyphenols are super good for us too. David Sinclair calls them stress plants because they thrive under pressure. So, what's so great about polyphenols? They're like little superheroes for our bodies. They help fight off harmful stuff called free radicals that can damage our cells and make us age faster. You can find polyphenols in foods like colorful fruits, think berries and grapes, and veggies like broccoli and kale, as well as in drinks like red wine and dark chocolate. Yum. Xenohormesis theory. Now, this might sound like a big fancy word, but it's pretty simple. Xenohormesis is just a fancy way of saying that when we eat those stress plants rich in polyphenols, our bodies get a little kick to start protecting themselves. It's like when you eat your veggies and suddenly feel super strong and energized. Our bodies recognize those helpful chemicals from the plants and use them to boost our defenses. So, thanks to xenohormesis, we not only get the benefits of eating healthy foods, but we also get an extra boost to help us stay young and healthy. It's like getting a bonus prize for eating your greens. Colorful vegetables and green tea. You've probably heard that eating your veggies is important, right? Well, according to David Sinclair, not all veggies are created equal when it comes to fighting aging. He says we should focus on eating colorful veggies because they're packed with all sorts of good stuff that can help keep us young. Think about it like this. The more colorful your plate, the more nutrients you're getting. So, load up on veggies like red peppers, carrots, spinach, and purple cabbage to give your body a rainbow of nutrients. And don't forget about green tea. It's not just a tasty drink, it's also loaded with antioxidants that can help protect your cells from damage. Plus, it's a great alternative to sugary sodas or juices. In a nutshell, David Sinclair's scientific foods for longevity is all about eating foods that are packed with polyphenols, like colorful fruits and veggies, and enjoying drinks like green tea that are rich in antioxidants. These foods not only taste delicious, but also help our bodies stay strong and healthy as we age. So, next time you're at the grocery store, remember to fill your cart with stress plants and colorful goodies to give your body the nutrients it needs to thrive. David Sinclair's scientific supplements. Resveratrol. Activation of sirtuins for longevity. Resveratrol is like a superhero compound found in foods like red grapes, berries, and peanuts. It's believed to have special powers that can help us live longer and healthier lives. How does it work? Well, inside our bodies, we have these tiny helpers called sirtuins. Think of sirtuins as guardians that protect our cells and keep them running smoothly. When sirtuins are activated, they can repair damaged cells and help us stay youthful. Resveratrol acts like a signal to these sirtuins, telling them to wake up and get to work. It's like a wake-up call for our cellular superheroes. By activating sirtuins, resveratrol may help slow down the aging process and protect us from diseases like heart disease and cancer. So, it's like giving our cells a boost to keep us feeling young and healthy. NMN, nicotinamide mononucleotide, boosting NAD levels for cellular function. Now let's talk about NMN, which stands for nicotinamide mononucleotide. It's another one of those superhero compounds that can do wonders for our bodies. NMN is like fuel for our cells. You can find it in foods like broccoli, cabbage, and edamame. Inside our cells, there's a molecule called NAD, nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide, and it's super important for keeping our cells working properly. NAD helps with things like energy production, DNA repair, and keeping our cells in tip-top shape. But as we get older, our levels of NAD start to decline, kind of like running low on gas for a car. That's where NMN comes in. When we take NMN supplements, our bodies can turn them into NAD, giving our cells the energy they need to function well. It's like giving our cells a power-up, so they can keep doing their job efficiently. By boosting NAD levels, NMN may help slow down aging and reduce the risk of age-related diseases. Metformin. Potential benefits in longevity and disease prevention. Last but not least, let's talk about metformin. You might have heard of this one before because it's often used to treat diabetes. But what you might not know is that metformin could also have some cool benefits for longevity and disease prevention. Metformin works by helping our bodies use insulin more effectively, which can lower blood sugar levels and reduce the risk of diabetes-related complications. But that's not all it does. Metformin also has some anti-aging properties that make it pretty interesting for researchers like David Sinclair. Studies have shown that metformin can activate some of the same pathways involved in aging and longevity as resveratrol and NMN. It's like another tool in the toolbox for slowing down the aging process and keeping us healthy as we get older. So, those are David Sinclair's scientific supplements in a nutshell. They're like a dream team of compounds that work together to help us live longer, healthier lives. From activating sirtuins with resveratrol to boosting NAD levels with NMN and tapping into the potential benefits of metformin, these supplements offer exciting possibilities for the future of aging research and longevity. David Sinclair suggests these foods to avoid. David Sinclair is a smart scientist who studies how our bodies work and how we can stay healthy as we get older. He has some advice about the foods we eat and how they can affect how we age. Sugar. You know how sometimes you eat candy or cake and then feel super energetic, but later you crash and feel tired? That's because sugar gives us a quick burst of energy, but then it can make us feel tired and grumpy. Plus, eating too much sugar can be bad for our bodies in the long run. It can make us gain weight and increase the risk of getting diseases like diabetes and heart problems. So, Professor Sinclair suggests avoiding sugary foods as much as possible to help us stay healthy and feel better as we age. Carbohydrates, especially refined grains like bread. Carbohydrates are like the fuel for our bodies. They give us the energy to do all the things we need to do every day. But not all carbs are the same. Some carbs, like the ones in fruits, veggies, and whole grains, are good for us because they give us energy slowly and keep us feeling full for longer. However, there are other carbs, like the ones in white bread and pasta, that are not so good for us. These are called refined grains, and they can cause our blood sugar to spike and then crash, making us feel tired and hungry again quickly. Professor Sinclair suggests avoiding these refined grains and choosing healthier carb options instead to help us stay energized and healthy. Meat and dairy with a shift towards plant-based protein sources. Meat and dairy products, like burgers and cheese, can be tasty, but eating too much of them might not be the best for our health. Some studies have shown that eating a lot of red meat, like beef and pork, can increase the risk of certain diseases, like heart problems and cancer. Plus, raising animals for meat and dairy can also harm the environment. That's why Professor Sinclair suggests eating more plant-based protein sources, like beans, lentils, and tofu. These foods are not only better for our health, but also better for the planet. Alcohol, with a preference for stress-sensitive red wine varieties. You might have heard that a glass of wine now and then is good for you, right? Well, it's true, but only to some extent. Drinking too much alcohol can be harmful to our bodies and can increase the risk of liver problems and other diseases. However, some types of alcohol, like red wine, have antioxidants that can be good for our health when consumed in moderation. Antioxidants are like little superheroes that fight off bad stuff in our bodies that can make us sick. Professor Sinclair suggests choosing red wine over other types of alcohol because it has these special antioxidants. But remember, even though a little wine can be good for you, it's important to drink it in moderation and not too often. So, those are Professor Sinclair's suggestions for foods to avoid if we want to stay healthy and age well. By choosing healthier options and being mindful of what we eat, we can help our bodies stay strong and happy for years to come. In conclusion, Dr. David Sinclair is like a health guru who wants to share his secrets for living a longer, healthier life. He's not just a scientist, he's also someone who practices what he preaches. He suggests some simple tips based on his own experiences and what he's learned from his research. First off, he says it's essential to eat a balanced diet with lots of fruits, veggies, and whole grains. These foods give our bodies the nutrients they need to stay strong and healthy. He also recommends staying active by exercising regularly, whether it's walking, jogging, or even dancing. Moving our bodies helps keep our muscles and bones strong and can even improve our mood. Dr. David Sinclair wraps up by emphasizing the importance of applying his advice in daily life. He encourages viewers to hit the like button if they found his tips helpful and to subscribe to his channel for more insights on healthy aging. Additionally, he urges viewers to share his video with their friends and family, spreading the knowledge and empowering others to take control of their health. By working together and supporting each other, we can all strive towards a longer, happier, and healthier future. So, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with your friends.